What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in a car mechanic simulator with me, the virtual mechanic, and today's project, the Arizona Kid. I've been looking forward to getting this one done. It is supercharged. It is obviously the Smith&Parker. It comes with 459 base horsepower on that standard supercharged engine. It's looking pretty insane. I got it just about under value, not too much, just under $1,000 off from the auction. Very bad condition, but this one is definitely looking cool. It's got a flame paint job on there already, as you can see. There are some parts missing. We are missing a fender here, and obviously we are missing an absolute load. Not there. An absolute load of that engine. There is hardly anything on it at all. It is very bare, but we are going to throw performance parts on this today. We're going to make this as fast as we can. Probably going to increase this rear tyre size just a little bit. Depends, because I'm sure there's some fenders that need to go on there. Let's have a look. Yes. So we don't want to go too much wider than the fender, although the wheel already is. But that doesn't matter. Let's get this one over to the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up, and let's get this one rocking. Here we are then at the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up and started. We already know it's got that lovely flame paint job underneath. Let's get a look at it a bit better. That's looking pretty tasty with the red. Got the blue stripes on the flames there with the yellow flames. They're looking pretty sweet. Let's get the interior done, back on the lift, and get that engine ripped out. What do you guys think of this paint job on it already? What are we going to change it to later on? Let's find out. We've got the car up in the air. We're already pretty confident. I can't get under. Pretty confident there's no oil pan. Let's have a look. We are missing pretty much, well, all of the exhaust by the looks of that. But let's jump in. Let's get this drive shaft and a gearbox off so we can get that engine ripped out, ready to start. I was going to say stripping it down, but that's the wrong way. I was going to say stripping it down, but I don't think there's much that needs to be stripped on this engine, if I'm being honest. But we need to get it out. We need to get it on the stand so that we can pit performance parts on it and get it back to a fully working engine. So let's get this one ripped out. Let's get the car back on the ground. Down you come. Little Arizona Kid looking pretty tasty. Let's get that engine ripped out. Out you come. Nice and easy. Thank you very much. What have we got inside this engine bay? Absolutely nothing, but we are missing a radiator, power steering reservoir, the fuse box, brake servo, battery, fuel tank. Pretty much everything on this is missing. So there we go. Let's get the suspension all stripped out next. And then we'll work on getting these body panels all off before we go and start working on that beautiful engine. Let's have a look what is underneath here. Off you come, wheel. What have we got? Oh, double wishbone. I like this one. We've got the suspension cross member there, double wishbone, single shock. Steering rack. All looks like it's nicely connected. Good effort there. I know this is the DLC, not a mod, but you still get mistakes sometimes, so that's looking pretty good. At the back, underneath this beautiful rear wheel, do we have disc brakes or drums? Let's have a look. Please don't be drums. It is drums. What a shame, but I do like this rear end as well. There's quite a bit of painting to be done in it without ruining the aesthetic. So let's just crack on. Let's get this all stripped down. Then we'll get all that bodywork off before we go and strip what little is left of that beautiful supercharged V8 engine. I will see you in just a couple of moments. Suspension is all out. It is time to get this body sorted before we move on to stripping that engine. Although I really don't think there's going to be much to strip off. So let's jump in. So we got the hood, the fender, the windshield, the door, the rear window, and yeah, I pretty much think that's it. I've got to get that steering wheel out from the inside. Out you come there. And I'm pretty confident that is it on the bodywork. I don't think there's anything else that's actually part of the body. Just jump in here, 1%. That looks like nothing left to me. So that's pretty, yeah, just as bad as the engine, really. Pretty bare on there. Let's go and sort that engine out before we get the framer sorted. So let's throw the engine on and let's have a look. 6 pieces. 6 pieces. And as you can see there, let's just come back out. It is a pretty beefy engine with a lot missing. Let's just get it upside down and strip it down because all we've got is the clutch stuff, the pistons and the piston rings, and then that crankshaft. In fact, is there even pistons in there? I don't think there is. It is just the crankshaft. So yeah, clutch stuff, crankshaft, and the actual engine base or engine block itself. Pretty easy one to strip down there. Wasn't quite expecting that. Might as well in the same clip. Let's go and get this frame sorted out now. Next up, I'm going to get loads of stuff prepared and we will get the body all sorted. 1300, that's not too bad. But yeah, that's the frame sorted. I'm going to go repair some stuff now, buy some stuff, and then we'll come back. We'll get this body sorted. We'll head over to the paint shop and decide whether this is the colour we are going to keep this one. It is quite nice. Not sure yet, though. So I'll see you back here in just a couple of moments. Time to start getting that beautiful body back together before we head over to the paint shop. What colour would you guys pick? Let me know in the comments below. But let's get it all reassembled. Now, I did manage to recover a couple of bits, mostly the front bumper, that I forgot to actually take off. I missed it. I don't know what happened. It was just one of them things that I couldn't quite see. Let's just get it all back on, though. We got everything bought. This door, obviously, was repaired. I had this one, so it wasn't too bad. It keeps jumping me out of it recently. I don't know what's going on. Keeps jumping me out of body assembly mode, and I've no idea why. It used to do it because you came away from the vehicle, but now it just seems to do it totally randomly. Haven't bought a license plate yet. Need to sort that out. Oh, can't miss out the tail lights. Let's get you back on. Let's get all of this back on. We'll get the interior back in as well, just before we head over to the paint shop. I think that's everything on the outside, apart from that license plate, which I do need to sort out. But let's jump in and let's get the interior inside. Now, I have just kept it as original, as it states. Mostly for the colours inside. You can see they're looking like that. And if I step away, it all matches the colours on the inside. Pattern is even not far off of what the door cards are. That's why I kept it the original interior. I'm going to go buy a license plate. Then we're going to head over to the paint shop and decide what colour we are going to make this lovely Arizona Kid. I will see you guys in just a couple of moments. So we do have a couple of liveries for the Arizona Kid. Let's jump in and have a look. So in the first spot, you've got the Smith&Parker white stripe all the way down the back with obviously the white fenders. Actually, it looks pretty good in the red. Not going to lie, I'm quite impressed by that. It looks pretty good in the red there. In spot number 2, we've got the same but in black. Actually, that looks really nice. But let's have a look. Next one on. Number 3 just pits the rear fenders burgundy next to the red. That's actually not too bad either. Quite like that. Number 4, we've got a black roof, a black wheel cover with a gold trim around it. That's the only thing on that one, I think. Number 4 is the rusted patina, the rat look. Quite like that one. I've got a project coming up in future that is using this, so we won't be using that one today. Then you've got this less used patina for the Smith&Parker Classic Fun Club 63rd. That's quite nice. Maybe we'll go with that one. In position number 7, you've got what we saw originally with the red livery, the yellow flames with the blue outline, and I do quite like it, so we may keep with it. But in position number 8, we've got the straight up white flames. On this red, it looks pretty good, but what other colour combinations have we got? I haven't decided what I'm going for yet. I have picked my license plate, though. Virtual Mechanic, Hot Rod, Arizona Kid 1. That's what I went for on the license plate. Not very inventive, I will give you. I couldn't think of much. I did go for the metal teeth plate for the Hot Rod look. But I need to decide what colour we're going to do this Hot Rod, what livery we're going to pick. So I will be back with you guys here in just a second when I have decided. I'll see you in a bit. So here is what I've gone for. This beautiful metallic plum purple, which has turned, obviously being metallic, has turned all of the flames this silver colour. This looks absolutely stunning. And for probably the first time ever, I am not painting most things underneath. I may do the springs in a purple or the shocks in a purple and the springs in a silver. But everything else underneath is going to be sort of chromey colour looking like that. Few deep purples on the top of the engine maybe. We will see, but it's not going to be too brightly coloured because I like this sort of chromey silver look and I want to keep that down in the engine bay. As you come back there, you can see it. Maybe I'll do that hood scoop on top as a purple. You won't be able to see it from most places unless the engine bay is open. Maybe the brake calipers, maybe the springs. We will see what we get to, but I am loving the look of this. It is looking pretty sweet. Let's get it back on the stand. Let's get some suspension painted, and let's get ready to start reassembling. I will meet you back at the at the lifters in just a few moments. So we've got everything painted, and let's have a look. Purple shocks, chrome or silver springs, looking, oh, missed the button, looking pretty tasty on there with the purple and the silver. Let's get it off of there. I've thrown a few bits on the suspension, nothing coloured, just so we can get through it. just that little bit quicker. We'll go in straight with the cross member in that lovely silver. And as I said, I will come back and get all the bushings in just a minute. We've got the lower and the upper support arms in that silver as well. Hopefully, when I step away from the vehicle in a minute, this actually looks pretty good compared to the body. Compared? That was a weird accent. Don't know what happened there. In comparison to the body. Sounds a little bit better. Brake caliper is in the purple. Hopefully, this matches. It's not as metallic or as shiny. It's never going to be because of what it's built on. And the hubcap just in silver, just for a bit of fun there. Let's step away. Let's have a look. And it doesn't look too bad. This is sort of the same as this silver. Not the same as the silver on the bodywork there, which is unfortunate, but it is the same as the frame. It's not looking too bad. That purple doesn't look too far off the body. It is looking pretty tasty. Let's get on. Let's throw some of the back pieces on and see how that looks together. Now, the main part is in the silver, obviously. Oh, I've gone too far in. Let's get some of this on. That can't be painted. This is in the silver. Let's get up to where the brake caliper should go on this one. No brake caliper, it's drum brakes. What an idiot. Never mind. Let's just leave that as it is. This is in the purple, and the U-bolts are also in the purple as well, just to throw a tiny bit more extra colour down the back. We've got the rear shock looking gorgeous in its purple, with the spring cap in purple and the spring itself in the silver. Looking pretty tasty. I think that's looking pretty good. I'm going to crack on. I'm going to get the rest of this finished, and we'll take a big look at it from the engine bay just before we go and get the engine bay all back together. So I'll see you back there in just a couple of moments. A weird one for me, not throwing loads of colour in the underside. Just a few splashes of purple on the shocks, on the brake calipers, and on the U-bolts and the plates at the back there. Looking pretty good, I think, but we need to get the engine bay sorted. Now, everything, there isn't much in here. I say everything in here. I've already thrown the battery in down the back along with the fuel tank and the exhausts. But there's not much in here. You've got the radiator seat, the power steering reservoir, the brake servo, and then the fuse box itself in a purple, just for a bit of colour in there. Nothing special. Basic, very basic engine bay, but I quite like it, and I'm really hoping this engine is going to look pretty incredible inside here. I mean, that is the engine bay all finished. Let's step back. That purple fuse box just sitting on its own little shelf up there, looking quite cool. Should be a little bit darker, but it's not going to matter too much. Just got to throw that engine in, so we've got to go and get that one built now. It is looking pretty good. I've thrown some purples on there. We will see it in just a few moments. Let's go and start assembling. Obviously, to start off with, we've got the block. Now, this is meant to be in that silver finish. It never really works too well. It's a bit unfortunate. It just is what it is. Apart from the colour, not really a lot more down here. In fact, if I just show you these are all in the sort of silvery white colour. Chromey, if you want to call it that. That's coloured as well. And I think that's about it. Oh, I did throw a bit of colour on this oil filter, just to give it a bit more of a silver shine on the top there. And then the cap is purple as well, along with some deep purple clips, just to finish that one off. Looking pretty good, but that's about all the colour I can show you for the minute. I'm going to crack on and get the rest of the underside of this back together, and then we'll see how it looks when we get closer to the top, when we got a bit more colour on there, a splash more purple, and a little bit more silver. I will see you in just a minute. V8 supercharged engine coming along quite nicely. This cover was obviously painted in silver, but is not the same colour as the engine block, which is painted the same colour. But never mind. Obviously, you got the power steering pump in silver as well. Then the purple cap on there. The heads are actually painted in the silver, but they are their own entity in colours because it's a performance part. So anyway, along with the exhaust manifolds there, looking pretty good. Let's get a few more of these bits back together. We've got the water pump. It is painted in the silver. It just is what it is. Obviously, that piece can't be painted. Intake manifold is in the silver. Hopefully, as I say, this works out really well. It's not the same silver, as you can tell. They don't quite match up perfectly. Supercharger can't be painted, so that is just what it is. We get over that one and we ignore it, along with the carburetors and then the air filters that go on the top. Back to it. The engine head covers are in that metallic purple. They look absolutely great, in my opinion. They've come out really well. Really, really well. Let's get the other side on, and then we'll get the scoop on and get this one finished off, ready to drop in the Arizona Kid. Cables, they are in a gloss purple and not the metallic. They looked way too much in the metallic purple there. Few belts to go on. Let's get the scoop on. That is also in that lovely metallic purple. Looking absolutely great. I'm going to get the last couple of belts on. In fact, I think it is just the last belt on. Let's just get it on now. And then we'll get this beautiful V8 dropped into the car. That's what I forgot, the radiator fan, which is just in the silver. It looks pretty plain and boring, but I think with the silver on the car and the purple accents, this is going to look great. So, next up, let's get it dropped into the car. I will meet you over there in just a moment. Let's go and get that beast of a supercharged V8 dropped inside the Arizona Kid so we can see how good it looks. Hopefully it's going to look pretty smart. You got that big metallic purple scoop on the top there with little bits of purple splashing off down the side with all the silver underneath. That's looking pretty smart. I quite like that. I kind of want to bring up the color on these heads just a little bit, maybe. We will see. They just look a bit dark in there. That's all. Maybe I might swap that in a minute. Maybe I will swap. No, that looks good in that purple. That is the right color for that. But the engine heads are just a little dark. Maybe it's just where we are in the shade. Yeah, see, it doesn't look too bad in there. We'll have a look when we go out to the sun later. I may still change them. Not sure. Let's get it up in the air. I've got to get that gearbox and a drive shaft in. Then we'll get the wheels sorted out next. What do we do on the wheels? Oh, I kind of want to do something two-tone, but with silver and purple, not black and purple or black and silver. Maybe we just chrome them to match that silver. Don't know. What would you do? Let me know in the comments. But anyway, let's get this gearbox thrown in. Mostly want to get it thrown in now because I want to see what color it looks like. Because it is meant to be in a silver that is the same as the engine, but it doesn't look like it quite is. Did I get my starter? I did not. I forgot my starter. Throw the drive shaft in. I've got to go get my starter. And we'll have a look how this looks in a second. Here we are then with the Arizona Kid looking absolutely fantastic, if I do say so myself, and I really do. I love this deep sort of plum purple onto the chrome silver flames, matched with the wheels and the suspension and that engine in the silver and purple or chrome and purple. Looks absolutely stunning. Apparently I can step up here. Huh, nice. I wonder if I can balance on it. There you go. Nice bird's eye view of the engine there. Didn't realise you could do that, but never mind. Anyway, onto the rims. We've gone for the rim Retro 11 on these. I've painted them in the same chrome as the suspension arms and everything like that. The fronts are 16 inches, 215 width with a 55 profile. Slight bit bigger in the actual rim size than standard, but not in the profile. Brought that down a little bit. In the rears, the same rim, 20 inches at the back this time, though. 265 width with a 55 profile. Again, a slightly bigger rim, slightly smaller profile. Looking pretty good, though. I love this truck, car, hot rod. Love the suicide doors. I wish we could put this on more vehicles. That's just so cool. Look how much it opens it up for you to see inside. It just looks absolutely incredible. Speaking of inside, let us jump in and see what this one sounds like. Let's get her started. That's a nice rumble. Just ticking over there, idling on its own business, minding its own business. Sounds pretty mean though. And with that supercharger, that whine is incredible. Sounds like a proper drag car. Let's get it on the dyno and see what power it's got. Here we are then at the dyno with the supercharged Arizona Kid. 459 as starting horsepower. How much have we squeezed out of it today with all the performance parts? Let's have a look. An additional 436 horsepower, 95%. That's pretty good. Bumping our total up to 894. Are we going to get a new top 10 speed on the track today? Let's head over and find out now. Here we are with the Smith & Parker Arizona Kid, and now with 894 horsepower. It's got big old slick tyres all the way around. It should stick to the track. Let's see what speed we can get. Let's go. Very scrambly off the line there. Love that supercharger whine though. Coming up towards 300 kilometers an hour already. What are we going to end up to? I joked earlier about getting a new top 10 speed. We may very well get that today. 470 something, I believe it is. Let's see where we end up. This is pretty quick. Oh, we're not going to make it. That ticks over to 443, so I'm definitely counting that. 443 kilometers an hour from the Arizona Kid is very, very good. So here we are then for the final time with the Arizona Kid, looking stunning. 443 kilometers an hour. Not a new top 10, sadly, but very close. 16th place, tied with the GTR. Incredible from this old school hot rod. Absolutely love it. With the suicide doors, incredible. Really beautiful. Love this car. Battery in the boot, or trunk, whatever you want to call it. Like how it turns out, I did brighten the purples on the scoop and the edge and head covers there. Just a tiny little bit, just so they were a bit more visible from the side and stuff like that. But it is looking absolutely incredible. I do love this car. It has been a lot of fun working on it. And I do have my own config, one of these, coming up very soon. Hopefully very soon, at least, anyway. We'll get through the rest of the Hot Rod DLCs before we do any personal configs or customization of them. We'll just leave them as they are, make them look as cool as we can with what comes in the game before we start modding them. Anyway, to some details, I would just like to personally thank everybody who has subscribed. Today, this is video number 74, and I currently have 73 subscribers on my way to 100 subscribers before my 100th video, or at my 100th video, is really what we're aiming for. Excuse me. This channel is doing really well. I never expected to get anything massive. I just thought I'd share some car mechanic simulator videos with everybody. Seems to be that, you know, not everybody, but some people are enjoying the content, enjoying what I make, and want to see me go further. And 73 subscribers from 73 videos. I'm so happy with that. It's been absolutely great. So thank you to everybody who has subscribed, watched my videos, liked the videos, commented, whatever. Even if you just watch them, that definitely makes me feel better about myself. At least I get the views coming up. I'm doing quite well. Anyway, enough of that. Let's talk some facts and figures about this Smith and Parker Arizona Kid hot rod. Absolutely stunning. I bought it for $9,347. I was just under, I paid just over $1,000 more than I should have for it. Not too bad. Parts today, we spent $44,429 getting that engine looking as good as it does. All this bodywork, all the suspension and the paint and everything like that. Not too bad. Putting our total spend at $53,776. The big question is, what can we sell this one for? This is the supercharged version, 234,000 kilometers on it, now with 894 horsepower and 95% increase. What can we sell it for? 108,004 credits. Pretty good, considering our spend is 53,776. It pits our profit at 54,228, just over a 50% profit increase. 50% profit? I don't know. Anyway, 50% profit. Very good. It is time to say goodbye to the Arizona Kid, though. Off you go, kid. You were definitely a lot of fun, and I can't wait to work on some of these hot rods some more. What have we got next? I realised I've not done a Jaguar F-Type yet, and I absolutely love the Jaguar F-Type. So to the next video, which will be on Wednesday, we will be restoring this beautiful Jaguar F-Type, getting it back to full roadworthiness, making it look as excellent as we can, and obviously bumping up that engine, which is currently a V8 AJ133. No swaps, but it does have 550 base horsepower on it. This one is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to make this one fast. This is a potential for a new contender on the top 10 leaderboard, or top 10 speederboard, should I say. But that's it for today's video. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.